Hello everybody. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, principally because we came out of lockdown and so I haven't had the time, and the NHS we've been trying to catch up, but something came up with one of my cars, our commuting car. We've used this car for many journeys abroad, while skiing, camping with the family, so it's a good runner. Unfortunately, it's a dirty diesel car. It's a Mercedes, and it's gone. It becomes very hesitant when boosting, particularly under load, uphill and stuff. And the check engine light came on, and so I was a bit perturbed as to what was causing that. Just to show you what the issue is. So it starts, it does run, but up a hill it really struggles, and the check engine light came on. So this is the car. You can see it's obviously I've taken the hood up, but just to look inside, the dreaded check engine light has come on. So we're going to try and find out what that is. So I'm going to switch this off now. So I've got one of these diagnostic machines. This is quite an old one. I think I've had it for maybe 10 years or so. The software is good up to 2011. I'll probably get it updated, but I will probably upgrade the system. Anyway, loading the vehicle. So it's a 2010 W204 Mercedes 220 CDI. Press yes, and really I want engine management, so I choose that. Next. It's connected by the 16-pin thing. I now need to let the things communicate with each other. Switch it on. Yep. It'll get me the codes very soon. Codes, here we are. So, it's quite interesting. P24532, input from differential pressure sensor in the particulate has a malfunction. So basically it could be that DPF is full, that's the diesel particulate filter is full with soot, or the sensor that senses the pressure between the input and output of that is duff. And with this thing, I can clear the codes. Okay. We can get some live data. Yep. So let's go to data. I've chosen data. Yep. So let's check high pressure regulation, alternator, no. Diesel particulate filter. So that gives me that. Okay. So I'm going to switch the engine on and switch yes. So the values, you can see that the engine is idling quite nicely. Injection, mass flow sensors good. You can see the mileage, well over 200,000 miles on this engine. It can easily get to 350 plus if looked after well. And what I really need to do is the soot content and the ash content. So you can see it's reading 0, which is wrong. And importantly, the fill level of the filter is only 73%. So it can go up to 200% and it should be fine. And this is the important thing, the pressure differential, it says 0.99. So when I boost it, it should change, and it doesn't. So I am 90% certain it's the sensor that's gone, because the particle filter is much more expensive. Okay, I'm going to switch this off. Switch this off. So a quick disclaimer, of course, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just enthusiastic amateur. I'm taking all the risk with this car. If yours got similar symptoms, this may work, it may not. It's all on you. I'm taking the risk with this. So hopefully that should assist those who are unsure. If unsure, get a proper mechanic to do it and do the diagnostics. So with the hood up, this is what it looks like. These are the tools you will need. Ratcheted spanner with an 8mm long reach socket, a 8mm ratcheted close and open spanner, something called a clip remover, an applicator, long nose pliers. So the first thing to do is to disconnect the air ducting that feeds into the air box. This is just a shield that's taken off. So the actual sensor that we need to remove sits with that thing there. It's held in by that bolt. So you can see it's right at the back. The best way to access it is to remove all this nonsense. I know it's a lot to do. So loosen that. There we are. That comes loose. There's often a little holding grommet here, which is not in this car. I bought a replacement, and then just disconnect it from as it goes into the air filter. After that, it's taking this inlet into the airbox off, loosen the Jubilee clip, take off the sensor. This is the MAF sensor, be very careful with that. Now gently pry this open. There we go. We now need to take the ECU off. That means not necessarily disconnecting it, but this connection here sits on, there we are, a little nipple there, and simply prying it open allows you to disconnect that. That allows one to move these arms forward. Disconnects the, there we go, that should disconnect it completely. Yep, it does. We then need to disconnect the 4 points that are holding the looms onto that, and they're just held in by some circlips. So these are the looms now disconnected, and they can be lifted up and put to one side out of harm's way. Now this box remains, and it's brutal brute force to remove it because it's held in by a bung here, another bung there, and two that go in the back. So this whole unit is now disconnected and can come off. We next have a bracket. We take 1, 2, 3 lugs off. Here's the sensor we want. Okay, it's held in by 2 bolts, 8mm, and I'm going to use a ratcheted closed spanner to take that off. So that's what it looks like. There's a sensor 1 screw. There's another one that holds the 2 hoses together. Remember, one's bigger than the other. So the next thing is to disconnect it from the loom and then disconnect it from the pipes. So that is on now, back, new sensor on. These are the lug holes. I'm going to lubricate them with a bit of grease to allow the box to go in easily than it came out. So this is the multi-purpose grease. I'll put it into the lug holes there. And I'm going to put the air box back in with the ECU. So those have to be aligned, those lug holes there. So this is what it looks like at the end. So now you can see that the pressure difference in particulate filter is 0.006, i.e. negligible, whereas 0.9 before. When I give it a bit of welly, it goes up. So that is a good sign. Hopefully we'll have no more hesitation. There's no more check engine light, and the thing seems to rev nicely, and I'm sure it pulls nicely with no hesitation. So I think that was the clear diagnosis. If you have these similar problems, I'm just disclaiming again, please, I'm not a professional, but just an amateur enthusiast. With these simple tools, you can do the same. Save yourself loads of money and also ensure that the cars are well looked after. Thank you for watching.